everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're watching episode 5 of Ticket to Heaven. I have to be honest, I'm not very excited for this episode. I heard some things about the ending of this episode that is very hard to watch, and I'm like, I know I will be fine, but it's just that, like, I don't like the feeling of being uncomfortable, so I'm like, but yeah, I think it's the pros of like not being able to watch it when it aired yesterday. Yesterday I had a birthday party, so I couldn't watch. I was gone pretty much all day, and that's why we're watching this late. But also next week, you guys will also have a day behind reaction to Ticket to Heaven, the final episode, Sally, as well too, because it is 4th of July here in the US next week when the final episode airs, and I'm hosting this year for the party, so I will be busy all day. So no BLs for me at all, because I can't do any reactions when I'm hosting a party. But yeah, so it'll be similar to this week where it'll be a day late. But yeah, I can't stall anymore, so we'll watch episode 6. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about next week. Episode 5 of Ticket to Heaven. Repent then and turn to God so that your sins may be wiped out. Acts 3:19.
แม่กูสอนว่าทำแบบนี้ออกแรงคนละครึ่ง
Oh, he's wearing the gift that Kondek's mom gave him.
เดี๋ยวเพื่อนๆก็กลับมาหมดแล้วเนี่ย
แต่บอกไม่ง้อมันเนี่ยใส่เสื้อมันอยู่เลย
กูไม่ชอบโกรธกับใครเลยอัด
ใช่สิมึงดีกันแล้วก็หมดเวลาของกูแล้วดิ
Oh my god. We're starting off the episode so sweet.
นั่นเป็นเวลาให้เพื่อน
But you're not friend.
แล้วกูใคร
I love that shot.
โอ้ยเห็นไหมแม่บอกแล้วว่าตัวพอๆกันใส่ได้พอดีเลย
ใช่
หล่อนะเนี่ยแล้วตกลงว่ายังไงตัดสินใจได้แล้วใช่ไหมฮะเรื่องมันสิ
แม่ก็ถามมันดิ ถามหนูไม่รู้หรอก ยิ้มเลยบานถามว่าอะไรคะแม่
จะไปต่อที่ศูนย์ใหญ่ด้วยกันกับคงเดชใช่ไหมลูกฮะใช่ไหม
อ๋อ ก็
แหมก็เห็นหน้ากันมาตั้งแต่เด็กเนี่ยไปด้วยกันได้ก็คงจะดี
นี่มองหน้ามองตากันมาให้ดีๆนะจบม .6 เนี่ยไม่รู้จะเหลือกันสักกี่คน
โอ้ยพ่อก็พูดไป2 คนเนี้ยเขาอยู่กันยาวจ้ะคบมาตั้งแต่เด็กก็ต้องพากันไปด้วยกันแล้วเนาะแม่พูดจริงนะพ่อทำไมใช่ไหมลูกคะล่ะ
I hear it. Okay, this is a thing. I talked about this before, but I have a thing where it's a really, I don't know, it's because the way that I was raised to like, to learn, I think it is the way that I was raised to like, right, we have our own opinions and we should express our own opinions and we should, respect people in a certain way, I guess. And it could be because I was raised religiously free. Like I said at the beginning of the series reaction is I was raised with both Catholicism and Buddhism in my family, and I had the choice to do what I really want, and also in like my education, so many things. It's a privilege. I know it's a really big privilege to have, but I've recently learned when I got to know a little myself through therapy and all that kind of stuff is that like I really feel very uncomfortable and like I shut down in many ways when people start to kind of make assumptions and put like their religion down my throat or down people's throat in general. And because this character of the mom has been shown multiple times with her mindset and her beliefs, and kind of like when I don't know if it's I can tell body language a lot better, you can clearly see that Tenlak is uncomfortable. Can we go back a little bit? Here. Yeah.
กับคงเดชใช่ไหมลูกฮะใช่ไหม
He smiles.
อ๋อ ก็
แหมก็เห็นหน้ากันมาตั้งแต่เด็กเนี่ยไปด้วยกันได้ก็คงจะดี
He was See, he looks down, does not make eye contact, and he also paused. And also, the fact that the mom just kind of cut in when he was taking, like, Jesus Christ. But, like, I'm a person that reads the room a lot, so, like, watching this right now, I'm like, oh, the mom needs to shut the fuck up. Because, one, he's uncomfortable. Two, who are you to dictate what he says? Like, yes, you've seen him grow up, but still, this is why I don't go to family events anymore. I love my family, but they're like that. They like to push certain thoughts down my throat, and I'm like, whatever. But my extended family, not my immediate family, which my immediate family is amazing people who also have similar mindset as me. But yeah, and it's like that uncomfortable feeling, and I knew it was coming because this is from the preview, and I just don't like it. And there's a thing with like religion is like being able to like push it to people and then like being like God's word, whatever that is. I don't believe in that kind of shit, so it's bothering me. And it's like, and I have to think, I think I said this also in the When Oranges Fall reaction, is that both of these series are set in a time where there wasn't much freedom in many capacities, sexual or like other things as well too, to like understand, right? I think the beauty, there's a lot of horrible things about social media and technology, but the beauty of it is the fact that we are able to see so much more and be able to say like, no, like I can have my own stance and my own opinions, and I'm not kind of isolated in this community that I am in my entire life, and learn that it's what acceptance is. Like, this community does not accept me or does not really enjoy my perspective or the way that I live. Okay, I'm gonna leave and I'll find a community that does, because there is gonna be a community. But because we're so isolated without technology, without social media, without anything, we don't know. So I had to remember to myself that like, no, it's because I grew up in a place and a time period where I can find that, because if it's not at home, it's in a different place I can go to, I can visit, I can go on social media to find kind of thing, and they don't have that privilege. And once again, my perspectives all come from a place with heavy privilege, and I'm aware of those privileges, but it's like, well, this is a reaction, my reaction, and I'm gonna voice my opinions.
มองหน้ามองตากันไว้ให้ดีๆนะจบม .6 เนี่ยไม่รู้จะเหลือกันสักกี่คน
โอ้ยพ่อก็พูดไปสองคนเนี้ยเขาอยู่กันยาวจ้ะคบมาตั้งแต่เด็กก็ต้องพากันไปด้วยกันแล้วเนาะ
So even the son is like, okay, like I think Kontek is aware that like Tenlak isn't as committed to the seminary thing anymore, and I don't know if he's gonna respect that decision or what it's about, or he's handling, because he did get angry last episode too, but right, maybe he's thought it through and like, you know, is gonna kind of like, okay, I'm gonna keep my distance now because we don't have the same path anymore, which like, sad that you're just this long friendship you're kind of ending, but at the same time it's like, if it feels respectful in that way, like, okay, we are different paths, but I'm gonna let you do that, I'm not gonna drill you kind of thing for now, we'll see. This is a long episode, but then and he's like, mom, don't like, it's like he's uncomfortable with this room, and the mom keeps going like, read the room, buddy, read the room.
ก็
ยังไง
ไอ้พวกมึงมีน้ำอารมณ์มีแก้วปะ
กูเอาแต่ว่าไม่มีแก้วอ่ะไปเอาแก้ว
ไอ้รัฐมึงกินแก้วเดียวกับกูเลย
รักยังสวดอยู่หรือเปล่า
สวดอยู่ครับ
นี่ตอนปิดเทอมทำไมไม่ไปเที่ยวบ้านป้าล่ะป้าก็รออุ้ยสวนนี่ผลไม้เต็ม
Girl, breaks over, give up.
แทนมึงอยากทำอะไรก็ทำนะเรื่องที่พ่อกับแม่กูพูดอ่ะมึงไม่ต้องใส่ใจขนาดนั้นก็ได้
อ๋อ ไม่เป็นไรเว้ย
แล้วนี่สร้อยพระคำมึงหายไปไหนแล้ววะไม่เห็นใส่เลย ปกติมึงใส่ติดตัวไม่ใช่เหรอ
He took it off last episode at the waterfall. Did he not put it back on, or did he lose it?
ไม่รู้ว่าลืมไว้ที่ไหนอะ
Oh. Where'd you find it?
พอดีกูเจอกับไอ้บาสอะ
Oh.
ที่สนามบอล มันทำตกไว้ แต่กูไม่รู้ว่ากูจะต้องคืนมึงหรือคืนให้มันดี
I guess maybe Bath kept it when they went to the waterfall and he just never got to give it back. At first, I was like, oh my god, you are understanding and like supportive, right? He's not mad. I thought he was gonna be mad because of just those scenes we saw in episode 4 of him kind of being upset that like they're not as close anymore. But like that comment of like, do what you want.
มาเร็วอ้าวแครักไอ้ยินทำแบบคนเดียวเนี่ย
อ๋อ ผมจะไปอาบน้ำครับ
เดี๋ยว2วันนี้ไว้ที่ห้องมาสเตอร์นะ แล้วก็อีก2 อันไว้ที่ห้องคุณพ่อบาสไปอ๋อตัวได้เลยพี่อุ้ยโทษนะพี่พี่ไม่ได้ตั้งใจไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวกูเก็บต่อเอง
He's also kind of like changed, like deciding her hopings or her hopes.
ก่อนพี่เตะบอลจริงจังเลยเหรอมีรองเท้าตันเลยเกือบได้คัดโควต้าเข้ามหาลัยด้วยแต่สงสัยตอนนั้นเตะเก่งเกินไปว่ะคุณพ่อท่านก็เลยกลัวว่ากูจะหนีไปเป็นนักบอล
The way he picked up his
ตาม
rosary.
นั่นแหละจริงเหรอพี่ดูจริงจังจริงอ่ะรู้ป่ะตอนนั้นนะกูเคยสวดภาวนาขอพระองค์ที่กูติดโควต้าด้วยบอกพระองค์เลยถ้าพระองค์ให้ลูกติดลูกจะสวดให้พระองค์ใน100 สายขอพระองค์ให้พาไปสนามบอลพระองค์ให้เดินทางสายนี้เฉยเลยว่ะเสียดายไหมพี่ก็เสียดายนะแต่กูไม่เสียใจว่ะเพราะกูรู้ถ้าเกิดกูไม่เลือกอยู่ตรงนี้กูคงจะเสียใจมากกว่าที่ไม่ยอมฟังเสียงของตัวเองจริงๆตอนนี้ก็เลยกลายเป็นขอบคุณพระองค์แทนที่ทำให้กูได้ยินเสียงของตัวเองดังมากพอกูให้
I gotta go back. This is gonna be a long reaction.
แต่กูไม่เสียใจว่ะเพราะกูรู้ถ้าเกิดกูไม่เลือกอยู่ตรงนี้กูคงจะเสียใจมากกว่าที่ไม่ยอมฟังเสียงของตัวเองจริง อนนี้ก็เลยกลายเป็นขอบคุณพระองค์แทนที่ทำให้กูได้ยินเสียงของตัวเองดังมากพอ
I just can't differentiate right now if is he saying all of that because he believes it, or is he trying to convince himself about not regretting? Because look at his room.
แล้วมึงอ่ะต้องไงต่อกับชีวิตวะ
It's like I want to see him as like a version, like an older version or an like parallel version of Tenlak if he does choose a path of not going like the path that like kind of he's been going towards right now, and not switching to maybe something else, go to university and all that kind of stuff too. I don't know. We'll see.
ดีแล้วเนี่ยอิมาร์ทมึงก็แค่ทำตัวดีๆแล้วก็เรียนให้มันจบมึงยิ่งมีทันบนอยู่เลยเว้ยรู้แล้วพี่ขนาดในกล้องกิจคุณพ่อท่านยังกล้าให้ออกเลยมึงก็อย่าเฟี้ยวให้มากแล้วพี่ว่าใครในรุ่นผมได้ไปต่อบ้างน้อยกว่า5 คนแน่นอนหรอไอ้คงเดชนี่แน่ไอ้พงก็พอไหวไอ้ตะไอ้ธนานอกนั้นไม่รู้อ่ะ
Tenlak is not in that list.
นี่แทนละครับพี่มึงสนิทกับมันไม่ใช่เหรอมึงว่าไง
Does he? I feel like he knows. At least he knows something is up. He might not know exactly how far the relationship's gone, but like I just like this reaction. He's like, oh, of course you're gonna ask about him.
ทำไรอ่ะเตรียมมิสซาพวกนี้ไง
ปีใหม่มึงไปเที่ยวไหนมาวะ
พาน้องไปขี่รถเครื่องดูปุ๊บ
ดีว่ะกูนะต้องอยู่แต่โรงเรียนตอนปิดเทอมอ่ะไม่มีอะไรทำเลยโคตรเบื่อกูก็ต้องอยู่กับไอ้บาสด้วยนี่แหละ
สร้อยมึงก็เลยไปอยู่กับมันใช่ปะ
That was so boring. You guys went to the waterfall and had a whole moment together. Sorry, that's kind of mean. I know he's trying to make things a little like less uncomfy with them.
สบาย
กูก็นึกว่ามันไปอยู่ไหนให้ใครยืมไปแต่ว่ามันไม่มีอะไรนะเว้ย
กูก็ไม่ได้บอกนี่ว่ามีอะไรอ่ะหรือว่ามึงมีอะไร
ไม่มีอะไรเจอกันห้องดูหนังเว้ยก็ประคำที่กูให้มึงยืมไปอ่ะไอ้คงเดชเป็นคนเอามาคืนเอง
Oh, he lent it to him.
มึงต้องใส่เรื่องเราแน่แหละ
เย็นก่อนไม่มีอะไรหรอก
แล้วมันบอกพ่อ
บอกพ่อเลยเหรอ
I don't think he's that mean.
บ้านสวยแน่เลยวะ
I know
ช่วย
it's
มาทำให้ใครได้ยืมมันได้ป่าวะจริงป่ะไม่มีอะไรหรอกปล่อยไปก่อน
it's his fear talking.
บ้านมีอะไรหรอก
I know it's his fear talking, but a part of me is like,
ช่วงนี้เราทำตัวดูสนิทกันได้วะ
like there's a part of me as like you also have to the idea of trust is like you have to trust that the people around you care about you, and I don't know, I've just seen and heard so much stories of people who I believe that somebody that they trust deeply will like won't overstep in certain ways. But like at the same time, it's like if Kondek thinks what's happening is a sin, he's gonna tell. But at the same time, I don't want him to be a bad person in that way, like telling, right? Well, I think in his perspective, it is a good thing because he's reporting sin. But at the same time, it's like morally, I guess, like personally, it's like you're not a really good friend if you go out and tell the father about what your friend did without confronting him first, because like what's happening right now is like he's avoiding the conversation, he's avoiding anything, he's being mad and not communicating at all to Penlock about how he's feeling.
กูก็ทำตัวเหมือนเดิมนะคนอื่นไม่น่ารู้หรอกคิดมากเลยไม่อะไรหรอก
ระวังตัวหน่อยก็ดีกูไม่อยากโดนแม่งเล็งโอเคไหม
เย็นไม่อะไรหรอก
I love how he gave him reassurance. It's like everything's fine. I'm the way I've always been. There's nothing.
กูคนแรกที่เข้าห้องพิพากษาเลย
มึงโม้นะ
พูดจริงเจอสตาร์ในห้องก็ด้วย
แล้วถ้ามึงเป็นมาสเตอร์ภาคมึงจะทำไง
กูว่าคงเตะบอลต่อนะไม่ว่าใครจะว่าเหมาะสมไม่เหมาะสม
เหรอ แต่กูว่าเขาคงเลือกแล้วนะ
ถ้าเป็นมึงมันจะยอมทิ้งความฝันจริงๆแล้ว
เอ้าฮองเดชมึงนั่งนี่ก็ได้นะ ช่วยกูทำไม้ก็ได้ครับให้หน่อย
โอเคทำไงวะ
ภาพอย่างนี้ให้มันเป็นแบบเป็น
No, he's trying to spend time with his friend. Stop. Yes.
ให้มันเป็นแบบเนี้ย
Pat isn't really helping with this whole friendship thing too. Like, bro, let him have some time with his friend. Balance, you know, balance.
อย่างนี้ปะ
อย่างเงี้ยเลยไอ้บ้านมึงช่วยตัดอันนี้หน่อยดิ ตัดประมาณเนี้ย
กูทำอย่างนี้ถูกปะ
ไหนวะ ไม่พับงี้ดิไม่มึงต้องทำให้มันซ้อนๆกันอ่ะไม่ใช่ มันเป็นแบบนี้ มันต้องเป็นเกี่ยวๆอ่ะ
Jesus.
ได้ป่ะ
Oh my god, guys, there's a time and a place. There's not really
แล้วกูต้องตัดปะ
not really the right time to talk about. Like, they had the whole time to talk before he got here, and you choose to talk and have this moment when he's literally there making him feel like, I don't think he's noticed, but like we can see that you're just
แบบนี้
ugh.
อยากให้เธอรู้กี่คำที่ดูมีความหมายไม่ว่าสวยงามเท่าไรก็ยังไม่มากพอทุกอย่างที่ทำให้เธอนั้นอาจบอกความจริงในใจฉันอาจเป็นสายตาที่มันบอกว่าฉันรู้สึกเช่นไรแต่เธอรู้ไหมว่ามันมากมายกว่านั้นสิ่งที่ฉันนั้นต้องการให้เธออยากเก็บดาวในฟ้ามาแทนคำว่ารักที่มีให้เธอเก็บเพลงเธอเพลงให้เป็นของเธอต้องบอกว่าฉัน
Oh my god.
รักเธอมากมาย
Ah, that lie, that's crazy.
ที่รักเดียวกันจะเป็นเวลาของเธอผู้เดียวทั้งลมหายใจคงไม่มีคำไหนแทนความหมาย
They know how to flirt. They know how to flirt. Oh my god.
ให้เพลงวันนี้
Grab her. You grab her hands. They're gonna grab each other's hands. Oh, they're gonna pass them out. Things were so. I know I just talked about how amazing technology is, but like things were so romantic before technology. Look at them passing notes. Like this could have been a text, but no, they passed. They're fucking passing notes. Oh, I feel like it's so much more intimate and sweet. They're gonna hold hands.
เฮ้ยเร็วๆแผ่น2จะเพลงแล้วนะเว้ยถ้าช้ากูไม่รอแล้วนะ
This music scares me. Wormy. Oh my god. Oh. Ah! They're so in love. Look at them. Oh my god.
NAT ชื่อนี้เหมาะมือดีนะ
my god. The way he, like, have his arms out ready to... Yeah! Oh my god. Oh. They look so cute. Stop it.
เหนื่อยวะกูเหนื่อยเหมือนกันเดินมาตั้งไกล
กูหมายถึง
Hiding. Sneaking around.
เหนื่อยที่ต้องแอบคบกันอะ
เอาคุ้มไหมล่ะ
ยังไม่คุ้ม
We don't see much of Bath, kind of, I think, his perspective. We see a lot of Tenlock's perspective around, like, love and future and stuff like that. But, like, I can definitely feel that, like, Bath has this insecurity of, like, is he gonna choose me? Or is he gonna choose God? Which is the story. Like, that's what this whole story is about. Is Tenlock gonna choose God or his love or love? And yes, that's the whole point of this. But at the same time, like, Bath's perspective, right? Is he gonna lose and be heartbroken and lose the love of his life, pretty much? And like when he said like worthlessness, like not worth, like is it worth it? Yeah, it's not yet because he doesn't know. Am I doing all of this to end up being heartbroken, or am I doing all of this so I can be with the love of my life for the rest of my life? Oh my god. We're like... Jeez. He wants more. Nobody's not letting him. Oh, where are your heads? Yeah. What was that? Oh, it's the father. Right?
นรักดูหนังจบแล้วเหรอ
ยังครับพอดีผมเพิ่งนึกได้ว่าผมลืมของครับ
มีอะไรหรือเปล่า
ไม่มีอะไรครับ
กิจกรรมของ Brother Joe อาทิตย์หน้าถ้าขาดเหลืออะไรก็บอกพ่อนะครับ
ผม
I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but like just like how I think Bright's character kind of is aware. I think the father is aware that something is going on with him. I don't think it's exactly like the fact that he is in love with Bath is that reason, but I think more of like his conflicting opinions on what he wants to do in his future. And I feel like at that moment he was like hoping maybe he can like confide in him or even just like communicate. I feel like I don't know, like I don't, and it hasn't been, it's been 5 episodes. I don't think the father is a scary individual who's gonna blame him or I guess like get angry with him if he does say that he does not want to follow the path that he originally planned. I think I'm just imagining being a father plus an adult that wants good for the people and also kind of an it's not influencer, what's the word called, a guidance, like he's like a guidance counselor for these young individuals, like that he wants what's best for these for everybody. I don't think he is gonna be mad at any of this stuff if he tells him. I don't think he's gonna be homophobic about it either. I think he is gonna be somebody that does really care, especially like now remembering the beginning of episode 1, like the way they're communicating when they're speaking, it does feel like it just he's very accepting, right? I think it's that he looks scary, he sounds scary because we're kind of in the mindset of Tenlock. Tenlock is fearing because he's been told one thing his entire life. He's been isolated and in many ways indoctrinated his entire life that if he jumps out of that line, he thinks the world's gonna burn or he's gonna burn. But that's not the truth. And I feel like maybe once he does talk to the father about it, it's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be like easier, but I feel like it's gonna be clearer. This has been so long. I'm like 40 minutes into this reaction and barely halfway done with the episode. And I think this entire series is that like we're using the lens of somebody who is really scared because he's only been taught one thing, but in actuality people around him are accepting and are okay. And that's the scary part about a lot of people who have anxiety.
แต่คำถามคือความรักทุกแบบพาเราเข้าใกล้พระองค์หรือไม่บางความรักทำให้เราเสียสละบางความรักทำให้เราอยากจะเป็นคนที่ดีขึ้นแต่บางความรักทำให้เราเก็บงำทำให้เรากลัวทำให้เรารู้สึกผิดแล้วมีความสุขไหม
มีบางความรู้สึกที่ทำให้เรารู้สึกไม่ดีมันเป็นความผิดไหมครับคุณพ่อบ
างครั้งมันก็ไม่ผิดหรอกแต่มันทำให้เรากลัวว่าเราจะทำผิด
ผมอยากขึ้นไปอยู่บนสวรรค์กับพ่อแม่ครับ
แต่ชีวิตมันก็ดีไม่ใช่เหรอ
ถ้าวันหนึ่งผมต้องเลือกนะผมก็คงเลือกพระเจ้ามากกว่าอะไรทั้งนั้น
gotta say my opinions. No, I will. I will say my opinions. Isn't choosing God choosing love and choosing what you want? Because God wants us to do and be happy and do the things we love, right? So choosing the path that you think you want to lead, not because other people are telling you to lead, loving God. Maybe that is the thing that he needs to learn. Like, I think that maybe that's the story. He needs to learn that loving God is loving yourself, right? Loving who you are and the way you are and doing the things that makes you happy.
เมื่อใดที่เรารู้สึกว่าเราต้องหลบสายตาของพระเจ้านั่นอาจจะไม่ใช่เพราะพระองค์ไม่ได้รักเราแต่เพราะหัวใจของเรากำลังสับสน
Oh, look at those hats. Oh my god. I think visors are really stupid. Sorry. Like, it's a half a hat. He's not gonna sit with either of them. I don't think so. Well, maybe he will sit with Kondek because he's scared. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, he moved. Mm-hmm.
ๆสวัสดีครับน้องๆสวัสดีครับเหนื่อยกันไหมไม่ค่อย
He looks so good.
โอเคยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่บ้านแสงแห่งพระคุณนะครับตามพี่เข้ามาดีกว่าครับที่นี่เรามุ่งมั่นที่จะรับเอาเยาวชนที่ขาดโอกาสและขาดที่พึ่งเข้ามาอยู่ในอ้อมอกของพระเจ้าเพื่อเยียวยาบาดแผลในอดีตและเปลี่ยนความโดดเดี่ยวให้กลายเป็นความภาคภูมิใจของตัวเองโอเคเดี๋ยวพี่จะให้รุ่นพี่แต่ละคนนะครับแนะนำตัวแต่ว่าแต่ละคนเนี่ยจะมีท่าประจำตัวด้วยเริ่มจากคนแรกครับ
ที่ชื่อแอนรัต
พี่แทนครับนะครับคนต่อไป
พี่ชื่อคงเดชกลับมาแล้วกันดีกว่าว่าสายประคำมีกี่เม็ดนี่ของพี่มีทั้งหมด53เม็ด
พี่จะมาอีกไหมครับ
โอ้ยมาอยู่แล้วไม่เนี่ย
พี่ใจดีเหมือนป้าเดอร์โจเลย
โอ้โห
เฮ้ย บอกพี่เลยดีกว่าว่าอยากกินขนมอะไร
พี่จะเป็นคุณพ่อใช่ไหมคะ
เป็นไม่เป็นนะพี่ก็มาหาเราอยู่ดีสัญญา
ฮะ ร้องเพลงกันเสร็จแล้ว กินขนมกันดีกว่า ใครอยากกินขนม ไปกัน
มาใครอยากกินอะไรเอาเลยนี่ใครอยากได้ยกมือ
That look feels like
เอากี่ชิ้น
I think a lot of people know. A lot of people definitely know that he's conflicted
โอเคใครกระโดด
and they don't want him to make a decision because other people are telling him. I think all four people around him that kind of knows him since he was a child.
คือผมก็เห็นภาพตัวเองแบบนั้นมาตลอดนะพี่ชุดนักบวชพระแท่นแล้วก็ยืนเทศมันเป็นภาพที่ผมเห็นบ่อยสุดแล้ว
They want him to, like I said earlier, like these people
ว่าคง
don't want
เป็น
him
เจ้ามากกว่าอะไรอย่างนั้น
to do what he's told. They want him, they all care about him in the sense that they want him to do what he loves and have the future he wants, not because what other people were told him to. He's feeling that he's choosing the other side more than being with him.
Thôiยังไงนะแม่จำไม่ได้แล้ว
แม่บาสสอนหลายทีแล้ว นี่เดี๋ยวบาสอัดให้ แม่จะได้กลับมาดูได้
กูจำไม่ได้ เอาไง
แม่ยกหูก่อน
นี่นะ
แล้วก็กดตรงสีส้ม
นี่เหรอ
นี่แม่พูดเลย
สวัสดีค่ะ นี่บุษยานะคะ มีอะไรก็ฝากข้อความไม่ได้ค่ะ
ใช่
แล้วไง
แล้วก็ย้อนหูแล้ว
แล้วต้องกดไหม
กดด้วย
แค่นี้เหรอ
แค่นี้แหละแม่
ไม่ต้องถ่ายแล้ว
แม่ตลกอ่ะ
I felt alone after all the stuff that happened. Kind of him against the whole world, our loneliness. And then you found somebody that you care and love about, who cares about you back. And then now you feel them distancing and walking away from you.
พี่โจฝากมาให้อ่ะยับนิดนึงนะมึงโทษที
เอ้ยไม่เป็นไรขอบใจมาก
กูขอสมุดการบ้านหน่อยดิคุณพ่ออานนท์จะเขียนในพรุ่งนี้เช้าอ่ะ
อ๋อได้ได้
กูขอสมุดการบ้านหน่อยดิคุณพ่ออานนท์จะเขียนในพรุ่งนี้เช้าอ่ะ
Is he gonna burn everything? Like, get rid of all the evidence of their relationship? Yeah. It's just this paranoia is getting into his mind. We call this all or nothing mindset. He's erasing all his memories with him. Do all of this, but can that really make everything disappear? No.
พอดีผม
He knows. I think he knows.
ผม
แต่รักเห็นสมุดประจำตัวที่พ่อเขียนให้แล้วใช่ไหม
เห็นแล้วครับ
คิดดีๆนะไตร่ตรองให้ดี พ่อรู้ว่ามันเป็นสิ่งอะไรที่ไม่ควรจะอยู่ตรงนั้นแอนรักจึงกำจัดมันทิ้งไปใช่ไหม
Yeah. Yep. He knows everything.
ผมไม่มีอะไรเลยครับพ่อ
The
พ่อ
height
เชื่อว่าสัก
difference
วันนะ
is symbolic.
แอนรักจะเดินมาบอกพ่อด้วยตัวเองนะ
Different. Like seeing his shadow coming into the light, blocking it. What do you say? I was too focused on
บอกพ่อด้ว
the
ยตัวเองนะ
cinematography. He's giving him a choice. Like he knows something's up. I'm pretty sure he knows what is up too, but it's the idea of respect, right? He's respecting his privacy and his journey to understanding, and he's like, I will communicate with you. I will help you out. I will, put things in a different perspective. Because, like I said earlier, what Tenlek has is this all or nothing black and white thinking, right? It's one way or the other. You can't really have an in between. But in actuality, there is so much more in between, right? I said this last episode, it's like, you've been put into this line of where you can be or what you can do, and you've followed this line for so long that if you step out of it, you're too scared to. You think it's wrong because that's all you've known. But you can still go to heaven, meet your parents, if you aren't going to the path that he is. So if you don't go to seminary, if you don't devout yourself, become a priest, right? You can be a devout Christian and go to church every single day, volunteer, all that kind of stuff, and still go to heaven, right? It's the indoctrination that he has for so long too, because that's all he's known. That's all he, and it's not. And I need to take back what I said. I think of like that's all he's been told to do, because in actuality, he's never really been told. It's a decision I think he made himself. It's just looking back now, he chose it and he's been kind of determined in that. And I think the people around him has been respecting his choices. So they encouraged him to do certain things to meet the goal that he set for himself. But once again, back to the thing where like he was told this at a very young age, right? And in his mind, in his very young mind, that was the only solution that he knew. So that is what he's been going at it, because in the midst of grief, he was put into this kind of like, I guess, this space of like, this is all you need to do to meet your parents. And let's talk. Okay, we're gonna talk about trauma, because trauma is something that is it alters your mindset and your brain pretty much, right? When an individual goes through trauma, like your parents passing away, it changes the way you react and you see things. Many times it stops you at that age. So when we think you're in a almost like he's what, 17, 18 years old, like you would assume, like people might assume that he is like, you could like think differently, and like, why can't you think outside? One, religion does make people like, religion has this like indoctrination element to it as well too. But at the same time, trauma also has this many ways indoctrinative mindset too, because when you do experience trauma, you pretty much get stuck at the age you've experienced trauma. And anytime you experience anything that triggers that, aka anytime his religion is so tied close to his parents' death that becomes one, right? So every time, and he's been surrounded by religion and this idea of becoming a priest, his entire life, and it reminds him, okay, because priest equals seeing parents. Priest equals parents. And every time that happens, he goes back to the age. That very young child that we see in the flashbacks goes in. Imagine a child thinking about all these very mature topics. For him, it's that child making decisions. It's not the older Tenlock we see right now. It's that child that is crying, wanting his parents, making any of these decisions. They're not really logical because he can't think logically. He is in a trauma response mindset. And what helps you get pulled out is that communicating others, seeing things, pulling out, grounding yourself, and the father is what is helping, right? When he said these words, I don't know exactly what's going to happen when he goes talk to him, but it's going to give him a different perspective where he can start to think more logically. My favorite thing in DBT, radical acceptance, accepting what has happened. You can't really change the past. You have to accept what you have right now, and then choose what you want to do. The past does not control what you do, kind of thing. But yeah, I was remembering that trauma. And if you want to learn more about trauma talk, I did a really great discussion. It's not really related to this specifically, but in my Love You Teacher trailer reaction, I do go into the idea of trauma and PTSD. Yeah. It's related. It's pretty connected. Because every time the father shows up, he's not reprimanding him. He's not saying like, oh, you're sinning, you're doing a wrong thing. It's saying like, you get to choose yourself. You have a choice. This is gonna be an hour and a half reaction. Jesus Christ. I talk too much.
เป็นไง คุณพ่อจับได้ไหมว่ามึงเผาอะไร
หมายถึงอะไร
ก็จดหมายมึงไงบ้าเนี่ย
Did you read his book?
ขอนั้นปะ
นี่มึงเป็นคนไปฟ้องพ่ออ่ะ
ไม่หรอกมึง
Okay, God.
กูไม่ได้ไปฟ้อง มึงไม่ต้องกลัวหรอก กูไม่ได้ชอบเสือกเรื่องของใครอยู่แล้วอ่ะ แล้วกูไม่ได้ไปเสือกรู้ด้วย กูไม่รู้ว่ากูโกรธมึงเรื่องไหนมากกว่ากันนะแต่รัก เรื่องที่มึงกับไอ้บาสปิดบังกูทำไมกูโง่อะคิดว่ากูจะดูไม่ออกเหรอหรือเรื่องที่มึงจะไม่ได้ไปบ้านเซมินารีกับกูแล้วอะ
ไอ้คงเดช
เรื่องไหนมึงก็หักหลังกูอยู่ดีนั่นแหละกูถามมึงจริงๆนะแทนรักเสียงเรียกจากพระเจ้าของมึงอ่ะมันดังๆเหมือนเดิมปะวะนี่มึงไม่อยากไปเจอพ่อกับแม่มึงบนสวรรค์แล้วเหรอ
Bro! Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna offend people if I keep talking.
กู เชื่อว่าเราจะได้บวชด้วยกันนะเว้ย
We started off really strong, buddy, and then you said that last comment. And I know that he's hurt because he feels betrayed, and I really think that the betrayal is coming from like you are his best friend and you chose to hide these things. I get it's like the respect, like you do not respect me enough and trust me enough to share these things or just tell me honestly, kind of thing. I'm putting myself in Kondak's shoes. I don't really liked how he, it's like he's coming out of like a place of anger, but it's like. Did everybody see you burn their freaking pages? I feel like everybody did. Running away is not gonna solve your problems, buddy.
จะหลบหน้ากูไปอีกนานขนาดไหนทางนี้มึงจะมีข้ออ้างอะไรมันไม่คุยกับกูอีกอ่ะกูไม่มีอะไรจะคุยมึงเป็นไรฮะมึงเป็นอย่างนี้คนเดียวมึงเป็นอะไรกูก็ไม่รู้อ่ะกูผิดที่อะไรมึงก็บอกกูมาดิบอกอะไรมึงก็บอกกูมาดิมึงคุยกับกูหน่อยดิกูผิดอะไรกูก็ไม่รู้อ่ะบอกให้เบาๆหน่อยแล้วมึงจะให้กูทำยังไงคงเดชรู้เรื่องแล้ว
You see, this is also a really great way of showing like how much fear can impact you, because what we heard from Kondek is, I know what happened, but I'm not going to tell anybody. He clearly showcased that, like, I saw it, I found out, but I'm not going to get into anybody's business, and I'm not going to tell the father about all of this. But all he heard is, Kondek found out, my whole life is ruined. That is how fear and, pretty much fear can impact your perspective on things, because he didn't hear any other part of that.
พ่อรู้ไหมใครรู้อีกบ้างไอ้แทนมีใครรู้อีกฮะพ่อรู้ไหมเพื่อนรู้ไหมแล้วใครรู้อีกบ้างอะกูไม่รู้เหมือนกัน
ไอ้บาสเหนื่อยวะแล้วกูก็กลัวด้วยแล้วกูก็ไม่มีความสุขเลย
ใช่ไหมแล้วไม่มีความสุขได้ลองปล่อยมันก่อนดิแทนแป๊บนึงใจเย็นคุยกับกูก่อนแทนคุยกับกูก่อนแทนบาส
มึงไม่ต้องถามกูใหม่แล้วอะกูขอร้องเถอะบาส
ไปไหนอีกอะมึงไม่คุยกับกูมาทั้งอาทิตย์แล้วมึงจะไปไหนอีกพี่ จริงพระเจ้าช่วยเฮียมึงได้ฮะที่มึงจะไปสวดเนี่ยฮะคุยกูไม่รู้เรื่องดิสวดเฮียอะไรนักหนาไม่เคยช่วยเฮียหนึ่งไหมพูดอะไรออกมาวะขอโทษขอโทษขอโทษไม่ตั้งใจแค่คุยกับมึงเฉยไม่ตั้งใจขอโทษตั้งใจจริงๆขอโทษกูไอ้รัก
Are we finally talking? Are we finally? Oh my god. I've been waiting all episode. I don't know why I just believe that he has the solution to everything that Tenlock is looking for. I don't think he does, but I feel like he does. I feel like he's been waiting. He's just been around him waiting.
พ่อครับคุยกับผมหน่อยได้ไหมครับคุณพ่อครับ
I'm doing confession.
ลูกมีความรักทั้งที่รู้ว่ามันผิดลูกพยายามห้ามใจตัวเองแล้วแต่ก็ทำไม่ได้ลูกโกรธตัวเองที่ไม่สามารถควบคุมได้พ่อครับลูกกลัวว่าพระเจ้าจะรังเกียจลูก
พระเจ้าไม่เคยรังเกียจลูกนะแทนรักพระองค์อะรักลูกเสมอความรักมันไม่ใช่สิ่งผิดพระเจ้าสร้างมนุษย์ขึ้นมาให้มีหัวใจให้มีความรู้สึกแต่การกระทำต่างหากเป็นสิ่งที่เราต้องรับผิดชอบพ่ออยากให้ลูกคิดให้ดีนะว่าความรักครั้งเนี้ยมันนำพาลูกไปทางไหนแต่การที่ลูกมาอยู่ที่นี่ตอนนี้ก็แสดงว่าลูกยังอยากอยู่กับพระองค์อยู่ถ้าลูกคิดว่าสิ่งนั้นมันเป็นเรื่องผิดลูกก็ต้องคิดให้ได้ว่าบาปครั้งนี้จะแก้ไขได้ยังไง
ถ้าลูกเลิกกับเขาพ่อจะให้อภัยใช่ไหมครับ
พระเจ้าให้อภัยคนที่กลับใจเสมอแทนรักลูกต้องถามตัวเองว่า ลูกอยากจะอยู่กับความรักนั้น หรือว่าอยู่กับพระองค์พระเจ้าให้โอกาสเราเสมอนะแทนรักแต่เส้นทางของพระองค์มันไม่ง่ายเลย
I like how he said he never said that his love is wrong or sinful. I was like, what do you believe is wrong? It's always back to the human. It's your choices that you choose.
คุยก่อนได้ไหมจะทำมีอะไรบ้าง
It's like, if you don't believe what you have is wrong, then it's not wrong.
มึงก็รู้นี่มันไปไม่ได้โลกมีสักทางดีวะกูก็อยากคบกับมึงต่ออยากมีอนาคตกับมึงต่อใครไม่จะว่ายังไงว่ามันผิดยังไงพระเจ้าจะบอกว่ามันผิดยังไงกูก็ไม่สนนะไอ้มึงไม่สนไม่ได้เราเป็นนักเรียนเราเรียนอยู่ที่นี่เราเป็นนักเรียนทุนนะมึงก็รู้อยู่แก่ใจ
So when we're not students, sorry, that's
ไม่รู้กูไม่รู้เรื่องพระเจ้าเลยกูรู้แค่ตัวกูกูรู้ว่ากูรักมึงแค่นั้นมึงอะหันมามึงไม่รักกูบ้างเลยเหรอกูรักมึงกูรักมึงมากเลยแต่รักแล้วยังไงต่อวะพระเจ้าไม่สอนให้เรารักกันแต่เราไม่รักกันไม่ได้โลกนี้แม่งจะมีพระเจ้าไปทำไมวะ
making him think. Because it is right.
อันนี้เนี่ยไม่ใช่ที่ของเรามึงหนีไปกันไหม
I don't know where to go there. Aren't you guys seniors? Just graduate high school and then, hold out for a bit. And then go where your heart tells you to go. episode. Okay. I feel like I get trauma and past experiences does really impact how you see this episode. But for me, it wasn't as uncomfortable as I thought it was gonna be. I need to pay attention to the subs.
พระเจ้าคงยังไม่ได้ให้อภัยกูเร็วๆแล้วช่างมันไปก่อนมีมึงอยู่กับกูแค่นั้นก็พอละ
พ่อแม่ยังรอรักอยู่บนสวรรค์นะเนี่ย
เดี๋ยวผมดูแลแทนรักนี่
โอ้ย
แล้วมึงเอาไงต่อ
กูไม่รู้อ่ะ กูอยู่บ้านแมกดาลีนมาตั้งแต่เด็กจนโต
เดี๋ยวค่ากินค่าอยู่อีก
ยากจังเลยนะนะ
ชีวิตก็อย่างนี้แหละ
That is
รู้
true.
ว่าข้างบนนั้นจะมีที่ให้เราสองคนไหมวะ
I can't really. Trailers and previews are known to make us believe one thing and not the other. But I truly believe we're going to see them together at the end. It's going to be a happy ending series. I've always really thought that that is the end of the series, but not saying that it's not going to be a emotional final episode. I think it's going to be an emotional one, but at the same time, I do believe it's going to be a happy ending for that they're going to live together and see many things together in the future. But yeah, this episode really focuses on the mind of Tenlak and how fear can really impact perspective on things, and how things can go from 0 to 100 really quick because of fear. And you know, I've noticed that a lot of people are aware of their relationship, but are respecting their privacy in that sense, right? These kids will communicate with them once they are ready. I think the father has been has been like in the sidelines waiting for the moment to share not his acceptance, I think more of his like openness to it. Like he said, like the decision is on your hand. God's not going to choose for you. God isn't going to make those choices for you. He can provide certain guidance, but you are the ones that get to make the decision to love or not. And I think really at first he's I think he's gonna struggle. I think he's always gonna question it. I think, and then Bright's character, I think, is a great example of like the possibility, like if you choose to not follow your heart in many ways, there is gonna be a sense of regret. There is gonna be some regret. You might be able to live what you believe is a happy life, but there's always gonna be that lingering feeling. And I've talked about the story multiple times, and my path on becoming a therapist and why I'm in this path. And honestly, if I didn't choose this path, I would have regretted it. I'll just tell you again. Senior year of college, literally a few months before I graduated, I really had this epiphany and realized that I did not want to be a doctor. I didn't want to go to med school. I didn't really like how doctors, like, work life is. I didn't really like how they don't get to have interactions with patients. Because when you're a child, you believe that doctors are, you know, these people that take care of people and all these like cute interactions and things and all that kind of stuff too. And I you know, yes, there's interactions with patients and everything, but you never really get to know these patients. You never really get to help them and be there for them. It's just like in and out, and you're just doing paperwork, doing certain things there. It's like, I don't know. It wasn't the thing I thought being a doctor was. And then I found, and I've always been in love with psychology and knowing people, and I learned that. And as I got more to understanding what a therapist is, you like that connection and that interaction with the patients are what I been looking for. And I decided last minute to apply for one university, and I got in because I truly believe that is the path that God wants me to go down towards, and it is true. And I don't think I've, like, it's hard. You know, it's hard. I hear a lot of things and the place I work at is a religious institute, so a lot of things that is similar to what Tenlak is going through, and it's a lot of things that more actually what Bath has gone through. Like, that's what I hear a lot, especially in a religious student scene, and struggling with God, and like, or starting to believe God and all that kind of stuff too. And I can't say I am the happiest I've ever been, because I feel like there's other things I am the happiest where I am, because I truly enjoy these moments, and I've learned so much from the people that I've interacted with in the past year, and I don't think I would have been this happy if I didn't listen to my heart, kind of thing. And once again, I can only speak to myself, but I kind of like, this is how I relate to people, is by using my journey, and how there's a similarity to other people's journey, and it's like, that's, for me, that experience is kind of related to how Tenlak is feeling, I guess. Like, he is in this fork in the road of like, where should I go? Do I do this? Do I do something that I've been told to in my entire life and follow what I've been preached, or should I go a different direction and try and take a risk? And I feel like he is gonna take a risk, because there is support, and there is happiness. And not saying that if he just go the other direction, he's not gonna have happiness. I think he will have happiness. I think, just like Bright's character said, he is happy where he is, but there's still gonna be that moment of like, what if I chose the other side? How would I be? Would things be different, kind of thing. And I think he's gonna start to grow and learn that, like, no, choosing the other path. And like I said earlier, like, it's not saying that because you choose the other path, you're not going to heaven, right? You can still be a devout Christian and go to heaven because you believe in God and you're doing the right thing. Yeah, it's an intense episode, and I know that people get very emotional. I'm not, because like I said before, I'm never that really emotional type of person. It's the environment that makes me cry. So like, episode 1, I really think that I cried because I was in a room of people who were connecting with it. There were some people crying, and some people were like, seeing people cry as well too makes me cry. So I think that is why I cried. But like, overall, this series, I don't think there has been a moment that like made me really, really want to cry. But yeah. Last episode, I forgot my book last week, but last episode they were like talking about abuse and like losing faith in God. I'm gonna bring back this book. This is one of the books that I truly like find fascinating when you're wondering, I think, or questioning, where is God during all these horrible, horrible things in life. And I like this book because it's written by researchers and psychologists, but at the same time religious individuals too, Christians as well too, and it really dives deep into, and they're really straightforward. They're not kind of like excusing religion and excusing the church for any of the bad things, but they're putting into perspective of the fears and then the reality of things, right? It's straight up there. I also, as a kind of research girly, I really loved seeing, like, they give us a lot of statistics about, like, religious individuals and their experiences with abuse, and the fact that it is not talked about, but at the same time promoting the need to talk about abuse and trauma in religious settings as well too, because there is a number of people who do get scared and alone, and it's not just in a religion, in any setting that is the right place to talk about trauma and abuse, is that if you don't talk about it, people don't speak up about it, and they don't get the help they need, and that's why. And it shouldn't loneliness pushes depression and suicidality. And there's a great line in this book, and it's what I truly believe in, is that I'm gonna I'm going to read it and I'm paraphrasing what I took out of it. God designed the church, the body of Christ, to be the matrix in which healing and sanctification takes place. Believers are to love, restore, and care for each other because they're all part of the same spiritual body through Christ. This is a particularly powerful principle for those who experience abuse by family members because in spite of what one experienced from their physical family, God has given a spiritual family of brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers who are to love and nurture and help heal one another's wound. And the idea that like human beings, like biologically, are look for connection, right? We cannot be isolated. We cannot be by ourselves because so much of our emotions, our connections, and is through one-on-one, like human to human connection and understanding and being with other people. But when we are scared, when we are hurt, when we are mad, whatever, like intense, traumatized, we start to isolate ourselves, and that's when things get really, really bad. And so my interpretation is that like religious institutes, you know, there are horrible things and there are really bad things with churches, and I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm saying that like it creates community and allow us to have people that support us in that support system to allow us to feel seen and accepted and see our worth, right? And I'm talking about this is because in this episode it clearly shows how being alone and isolated can impact a person. Throughout this year, we see when Tenlak is with people that he loves and cares about, especially with Bath, he is more okay with his sexuality, with where his direction's going, and his mind is a lot more clear. Once he gets isolated and things happen, he pushes Bath away. He pushes other people around him kind of away as well too, and isolates himself. That's when his negative mindset starts spiraling. He starts ruminating on all the possibilities that are negative that can come to him. But in actuality, those things are just his fear speaking. It's not him speaking. So yeah, and at the end, it didn't. If to me, it feels like talking to the father, having his confession, talking to Bath, it made him a little bit more grounded, a little bit more aware of what he wants, what he truly wants. I'm not saying that like it's gonna say that he is gonna just like I'm fine now. It's not saying that he's fine. It's saying that like we saw a little more clarity. He saw a little bit more clarity, and I think he's able to kind of make that decision easier if there are people supporting him and being by his side, kind of thing. So yeah, that is over my reaction. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my social media link down below. See you next time. Bye.